What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spice, and of course, we're back at it again with the catch-up volume 104. It is what it is. I think right now I'm moving on top speed. I don't know what's going on with my connections. I don't know what's going on. But right now, everything's not making sense. Depths, I'll just bring everyone in a couple of seconds. I'm just trying to keep game focus. I think my connection is a bit slow. I'm going to bring humans in just so I can leave the chat and then come back in quickly. But my connection is not well.
Yo, what? Can you hear me, bro?
Yep. Yeah, I should be all right now.
Yeah, you back, boy.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a big up to everyone that's tuning us right now. Welcome to Red United TV, the catch-up volume 104. We're back at it again, of course, for to review this match against Fulham. But it is the end of the season. And of course, we're here to review Manchester United season as well. There's so much to talk about. We've got, in regards to the review, we've got our top three as well. We've got our thoughts on the manager, the expectations of next season, of course, as well, and overall thoughts of the season. And also in the topics, can Manchester United win the FA Cup? Which is, of course, an interesting debate. And I've been holding myself to just talk about can Manchester United win the FA Cup, and I'm not quite sure. So my response to that will be very interesting. Big up to everyone that's tuning right now. Smash that like button, subscribe across all media platforms as well. Let me big up to Ems and Depths. Depths, let me start off with you. How you been, my bro?
Yeah, best, bro. Just relax the weekend. Enjoyed the results, last two games and that. Looking forward to the transfer window now. But yeah, man, it's been a blessed weekend, bro.
Definitely sure, man. I don't know what Ems is saying because his screen is completely blank. Like, Ems, are you there first of all, or your little mini break? Is he there? I don't think so. I think he'll be right back. But as I was saying, man, big up to everyone that's tuning in, man. Ems will probably be back in a couple of seconds, man. But yes, as you said there, 2 wins on the bounce, a win against the lousy Chelsea that everyone packs in, everywhere they go, Chelsea gets backed in everywhere they go, everywhere they go, and of course our win against Fulham, which will be discussed. And Ems, are you with us right now? Are you having difficulties or technical difficulties joining this?
This guy and his technicalities, fam.
I know. I don't know what's going on, but we cannot see him. Oh, he's
Hello?
here.
Yeah.
Yes. Ems is here. We can see you waving your fingers, bro. Man's got his
Can you hear me?
We can hear you with your 4G connection, bro. We can hear you.
Come on, yeah. Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Big up to Sheezy as well. You can join by just on the comments as well, of course. But yes, join us as we discuss today's show. But Ems is with us. Ems has been a long time. Let's get straight into it because, of course, we're wasting time. Let's go straight into it. Of course, it is Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. Manchester United collecting 3 points against Fulham on the final day of the season. Manchester United finishing third in the Premier League, of course, with a trophy already in the bag. And, of course, the final that's looming this week, Saturday. Some might say it's been a fine season for Manchester United, and I've been in agreement with you guys. But yes, Manchester United beating Fulham 2-1. I think I can hear myself in the background, but yes, actually stop now. 2-1. A goal from I lost thoughts. A goal from Sancho and a winning goal from Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United collecting 3 points against Fulham. Of course, Fulham giving us trouble in the first 20 minutes, Depths. The first 20 minutes. And it reminds you of that match against Fulham in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And you're thinking, are Fulham going to do the same thing that they did to us when they played us in the FA Cup, where give us a hard game and we had to fight back? Ems, I'm just going to put you on mute for a second. Yeah. Yes, as I was saying, yes, was it going to be a game where Manchester United had to fight back and win the game? And it repeated itself. A goal coming from Tete the first 45 minutes, guys, and the first goal in the set piece. And as you know, Manchester United, I would say we haven't conceded that many goals from set pieces. We've been strong enough on set pieces. It's just the other side where we just struggle to score from set piece. With that goal coming, we were thinking, fucking hell, especially with the penalty. And when David De Gea stepped up for the penalty, you mans knew it. I would never put my house, my mortgage, anything, my life on David De Gea to save the penalty. But David De Gea saved that penalty. And from there, we probably believed and said, you know what? We can probably come back. And Jadon Sancho equalizing past the Fred, of course, delivering that sermon on a beautiful Sunday, all the preaching connected to everyone's soul, finding his way through, and all of a sudden, when you're with God, and that ball ricochet off of that Fulham defender, and finds his way to Sancho. That's how you know, like Pastor Fred was oozing and delivering those sermons yesterday. And of course, Sancho tapping it in. Of course, Manchester United equalizing 1-1. Second off, I think we gotta go for it. But Bruno Fernandes again, Pastor Frederick again delivering that beautiful sermon pass. You shall pass, and he passed it, finding Bruno Fernandes, and all that Bruno Fernandes had to do was just finish it off. And of course, Manchester United winning 2-1. Fred, my man of the match, of course, guys. Don't give the match, of course, Harry Maguire for just being there. And you saw the penalty that we conceded as well. I'm gonna move it straight up to you, Depths. Overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, Fulham gave us a difficult game, man. They're really organized. I was surprised about how organized they were. I can't name any individuals in the Fulham team, to be completely honest with you, other than Willian and maybe the striker that they got. But they really, Mitrovic. But they gave us a real difficult game just by having organization. They knew where the next pass was supposed to go, and they knew where they're supposed to be on the pitch. And I think United really and truly they have real difficult games against organized teams like that. But the leaders came through. The leaders literally dominated the match. Fernandes had an unbelievable game. I know he gave away the ball a lot of the time in the game, but in positions he was picking up and the passes that he was trying, he's due the most creative. I think he's the most creative player in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously, yeah, real difficult game. When you hear Maguire back on the pitch as well, and it was like, you knew the clean sheet weren't gonna be there. You from the game they gave us against Fulham, you knew the clean sheet weren't gonna be there with AWB out, Varane out. You know, these guys are the clean sheet specialists. AWB, David De Gea, Varane. You know, it felt like Ollie's. This was like a Ollie defense, you know, and Casemiro fell subject to it. You know, another mistake by Harry Maguire. I can't remember how many mistakes he's made now. And yeah, and Casemiro, I watched the clip. Casemiro tracked back more than half the length of the pitch because we was losing anyway. So he pushed up to go get a goal, half the length of the pitch. So, you know, it was a surprise really and truly that, you know, he was on the pitch, you know, but towards the end of the season, the league virtually, you know, I mean, not the league, like I'm thinking ahead in the future now. The top four wrapped up, you know, yeah, Ten Hag could make changes, but happy to see Jadon Sancho. I think he's really effective on that right-hand side, you know. I know at Dortmund he played more off the left, but at Manchester United we've been needing that number 7, that Beckham, that Ronaldo, that, you know, somebody that could have that type of attacking flair on the right-hand side. And I don't believe that's been Anthony this year. I think Anthony's been okay, but we've had a left footer over there in Greenwood, and he was way more effective as an inside forward rather than an inverted winger, which Anthony is. And Sancho's gone out there and he created so many chances. I can't remember how many chances he created, but it was a lot of chances that he created. More chances
He did. He was shining on the right-hand side, isn't it, Debs?
Yeah, man. He was really, really, really impressive. So, you know, Ten Hag can take away a lot from that game, you know, especially with who links well with who. I think, as you said, Pastor Fred had a marvelous game, you know, pressing high up the pitch. I think he set the tempo a lot of the time. The split pass was a marvelous pass, one of the best passes you'll see this season. He split two flanks for fours. You know, so that's a good 8 players that he found with one pass that he bypassed. So yeah, Pastor Fred had a marvelous game. You know, I was a bit surprised by Eriksen being on the bench. I think that was an Eriksen-esque type pass. Casemiro again, other than a mistake, Casemiro has been the guy, man. What a signing, what a guy, what a baller, what the mental strength, the physical strength, the even the spirituality of him, the way he celebrates, and you know, you can tell that he's been and probably is going to be a winner under this guy. So yeah, man, yeah, wonderful game, to be honest. I think a game like that Fulham team would have gave any team a difficult game, and United kind of cruised at the end of it.
Yes, and of course for you, your man of the match and your donkey of the match for that game.
Man of the match, I'll give I'll get to Sancho. You know, it's had a lot of criticism. I do believe Sancho or Rashford probably going to be the best 2 wingers in the world at one stage of their lives. You know, one on the left, one on the right. I do believe they're actually going to be 2 of the best wingers in the world. You know, top 500% without a shadow of a doubt. And I was happy to see him come off the left. Donkey of the match, yeah, Maguire, man. You know, what is he doing on the pitch? Like, what is he actually doing on the pitch? Like, I think his time's up. You know, the clean sheets have been there without him. You know, jump back in the game, and you know, it could have possibly been 2 if De Gea didn't save a penalty. So yeah, man, donkey the match, Maguire.
Yes, that's it there. And I'm going to move it up to you, Ems, of course. Your overall thoughts on the game. Let's hear it, bro. First of all, it's been a while since you've been on the channel, man. Big up to you. Happy returning and all that kind of stuff, Ems. Yes, man. You've got the mic. You've got the spotlight. Your thoughts on the game.
For what I saw, I don't follow one of them teams, bro. Like, you're never quite sure, but I feel like sometimes this team needs to go down to wake up, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. I have to say though, like Mr. Sancho was probably like one of his best playing out shirt for us, and I think next season for him is a big season because we need for more. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he had a good game. I feel like we need to be careful because if we're giving away these chances in the FA Cup final against Man City, mate, it'll be problems, mate. So we need to, you know, I know that's not going to be our starting centre back, Lindelof and Maguire, but we need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's 3 points, professional performance. We get third, and yeah, Ten Hag's done his thing, and yeah, we roll on. That's pretty much what I want to say about the game.
You see, you're not even messing around, man. Man of match and donkey match for you, fam.
I think man of the match probably Mr. Jadon Sancho, and donkey. Well, there's only one in it. There's only one Harry Maguire. Only one. But yeah, man. I think Maguire. I hope Maguire's coming to the fans. Say, yeah, see you later. Time to go. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I saw a picture of him tearing a bit because I think he knows he's gonna get sold. Big up to everyone that's subscribed right now. Smash that like button, share across all social media platforms. We're live every Monday, apart from next week Monday, of course, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for another show. But yes, moving on from that, you see it in the titles. Can Manchester United win the FA Cup? And that's the one game we have left, guys. For those who are not aware, Manchester United have one more game. And that game is against Manchester City, our neighbours, our noisy neighbours, the FA Cup final, the first meeting that will ever take place against Manchester City in the FA Cup. And boy, oh boy, we want to be on that winning side. We do not want to end up our day. And I don't want to be on holiday with Manchester United not able to win the FA Cup and be sour and miserable throughout the rest of the evening. I'm going to start off with you, Deps, because I'm going to go with you and then Ems, and I'm going to put my thoughts on it because you know me, bro. I don't even. I want to wake up the following day, like, and not watch the match. You know, not see everything happen because it's a long day for us. It's a long watch. But yes, Deps, can Manchester United win the FA Cup against Man City? What's your prediction?
Yeah, man, I think this team now is becoming elite. I think 2 or 3 signings and a team will easily beat a team like City. I think the manager's literally wrapped both hands around this team and he's taken full control. And with that control, he's got a winning mentality now. You know, we beat City already this season. Obviously, it might be at home, but in my opinion, it was a well-deserved win. You know, it weren't a Manchester United team struggling against City and doing a smash and grab. You know, I think we went down and then Fernandes had that offside with Rashford, and then we got a tap in, but it was a well-deserved win against City, you know. So and we beat the champions of Spain as well, you know, very similar conditions, you know, where it weren't no smash and grab. We completely dominated and probably deserved to win. So, you know, we are capable of beating teams like this at the highest stage where, you know, points are at stake. Well, not points, but, you know, trophies are at stake. That's where United possibly will win or lose it. You know, with the occasion overwhelm the players. Missing Martinez, that's a big miss. And I think Martinez will better this United team. But as long as we play our strongest team for Ran, I say AWB at the present moment. Luke Shaw at this present moment, Casemiro, Ericsson, Fernandes. I know he likes Martial, but I wouldn't put Martial in the FA Cup final at the present moment. You know, I think Sancho off the right, Rashford down the middle, and I'll definitely put Garnacho. I know I prefer Garnacho to come off the bench because I do believe he's got a winning goal in him. But I'm going to start with the strongest team, and I'd like to see Garnacho start too. If we start with a strong team, you know, and hold our own for 45 minutes, I think United will win it. So I think it would be a very tough game, but I'm going to have a bit of belief. You know, I saw the end speech of Ten Hag, and you know when you just like to see, you know, if you're a warrior in this thing and you see your leaders believing, you see your leaders saying that they can and they will and they'll give 110, and you know you've seen them do that in the previous. I genuinely had a bit of belief to say, you know what, I know City's been amazing this season, but I reckon we could. You know, we've done it before. We've beaten elite teams at the present moment. I reckon we could.
Yeah. I reckon we could. I think it was that he was giving us that Braveheart kind of speech,
Yeah.
riling up all the fans, and you saw the fans going, "Yeah, let's have it! Come on, yeah, let's beat the shitty
Yeah.
team." But Ems, I'm gonna move it straight to you as well, my bro. Can Manchester United do the unthinkable? Can they beat Manchester City? Stop them from winning the treble? Your
I
thoughts
think
on that, bro?
I think with the final, I think anything's possible. Like if it was at Etihad, then I would say, yeah, I think Man City wouldn't likely to win. But I do think it's at a neutral stadium. Anything's possible. But let's be honest here. The times have changed. City are favourites to beat us. We all know that. As I know we're Man United Football Club, but what's happened in the last couple of years? City have won the Premier League 5 out of the last 6 years, and Man United ain't won nothing for the Premier League for 10 years. So, City are favourites. But if we pick the right team, and we have to, I think we've got to do it on transition, innit? Counter attack. We need to. I don't want to say it, but we might have to do volleyball, blood. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ask you. We might have to do
Why? Why?
You know what it is though. Sometimes you need to what's the word? You need to just go back to what has been successful against Man City. Do you know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
So for I was about to say what can be successful. I was like, successful, but okay, Man City.
I think what it is. My head thinks yes, but my head thinks City might edge it, but my feeling me or extra time or something like that. But for me, I'm a Man United fan, so I'm going to keep positive and go to Wembley and give a good account of ourselves. You know what I mean? But I just think we need to get I think we got them. In my opinion, I think I would play that exact same team we had, but take Ericsson out. And I'll play the same team against Fulham, apart from obviously Maguire and get Varane in and Shaw left back, and then take and keep Fred in. Because we need legs in the middle of the park. Do you know what I'm
saying? And of course, what in any score prediction? Actually, I'll leave that to the end after I talk. My opinion. Let me just tell you right now. Yeah, I know it's going to be a long day for Manchester United, and it's going to be us watching Manchester City versus Manchester City. Manchester City having about 70 to 75% of the ball. Yes, hopefully Manchester United can do something when they have the ball, but I don't think so. I think I can sit there and watch Bruno Fernandes give the ball away several times and I'll be complaining about it. You guys know it. Like the moment we get the ball, it's going to last for about 5 seconds and Man City's got the ball. Whether we can get them on the break, on the counter attack, depending on who's fit. If we get the best Martial, then I've got a bit of confidence because I know that whoever's at top will probably end up doing a job. Because that's what it really matters. It's all about our strikers converting their chances. And you guys know, we don't, our strikers ain't really done anything apart from Marcus Rashford. And let's hope that Jadon Sancho can find the exact same form on the right-hand side. And because it's most likely that he will be playing on the right-hand side because, of course, Anthony, I don't think he'll be fit enough to play. And I've heard that he might be returning to the FA Cup final. He'll be available, but it's whether he's fit enough. We don't know. But of course, we know that Rashford will play on the left-hand side and Martial, he's been rested against Fulham. He came on. He's also looked like he'll be playing. And again, we've got the defensive side as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course, is vital for Aaron Wan-Bissaka to play. And we've got Varane, who was rested, so that's good. And Lindelof, and we've got Luke Shaw as well, who was also rested. Will he be fit? I don't know if he was injured or picked up a knock, but I think it's just that he's been rested. But let's see about that. And then we've got the midfield situation. And if he's going to play Christian Eriksen, we all know that Christian Eriksen won't be ready for that midfield battle. He'll get swamped. So is it a Fred situation where Fred gives the ball away so many times, but he gets the ball away? So it'll be a long night for me, man. I can see us winning by penalty shootout, scoring to extra times, if you get me, because I don't see Manchester United beating them in 90 minutes at Wembley. I see us suffering if we was going to win. But then again, I also see us getting humiliated and getting packed in 3 to 4 goals, and all of a sudden, Man City has just broken the record of winning the biggest gap and the biggest wing. Big up Stephanie Griffin as well. That says, big up Ivor and hope you're well with third, but need to treble. We need to stop that City treble. Definitely, indeed, we need to stop that treble. I'm good, man. I'm good, Stephanie. I hope you're good too as well. But yes, as I was saying, I just don't see Manchester United winning this game. You know, I'm gonna see myself pissed off on holiday. You know, and then after a couple of hours of drinking, etc., I'll be fine. But I still feel it on the next morning. But yeah, man, my thoughts on this is Man City winning. I don't even want to give you a score prediction because let's be real, whatever I say probably might not happen in terms of scores. I like to say 1-0. We kept it defensively solid. And we stopped City from scoring and we conceded in the 90th minute. I like to say that, but I don't believe it. Depths and Ems, your score prediction for that game?
Yeah, sorry, I just want to touch on that. Yeah,
Yeah, go
Fernandez,
on.
he's very important to whether United win this match or not.
Mhm.
He does give away a lot of passes, but then in him giving away a lot of passes, he does create a lot of chances. There's passes and chances, and if he can create more chances than he does giving away the ball, I think United are going to have a real good chance. So I think the match depends on him and Rashford. You know, our top goal scorer at the moment. If Rashford can get on the score sheet and Fernandez can, you know, not give away as much passes and create more opportunities, I think we might do it. But my score prediction is, I think if United do it, I'm gonna go positive. So if United do it, I think it's 1-0. I think if he plays AWB, he plays Varane, and he plays Lindelof with Shaw, I do believe that that's been clean sheets all season. When you take out Martinez, so yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 United.
Yeah, 1-0 United. Ems, what about your score prediction? What's your score prediction?
My heart says. My heart.
His heart and his mind.
Says, my heart says 1-0 extra time. My head says 2-0 City.
And there we have it right there, guys. For those who are watching the show, remember to subscribe, smash that like button. You know, it's mixed feelings as well, but majority of times we're all thinking that we're probably going to lose anyway. It is what it is. But moving on from that, of course, main part of the show over the last couple of 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Of course, the Manchester United season review. Yes, we know that there's one more game, but the season's pretty much done. There's nothing for Manchester United to pay for apart from the FA Cup final trophy. But yes, guys, this is where we discuss our overall thoughts of the season, our top 3 players who we thought has done well and impressed us, our thoughts on our manager's first season as well, and our expectations for next season. I'm going to start off with you, Depths, of course. Let's try and keep it as brief as we can. Let's not take too long because we've only got the next, 10, 15, the next 15 minutes or 20 minutes tops. So yes, Depths, Manchester United, of course, finishing third, getting knocked out in this, I believe the quarters or the semi-finals of the Europa League, winning the Carabao Cup and reaching the FA Cup final as well. It's important for me to list that up because, of course, certain clubs think they've got a better season than us when they've never reached the same heights that we did, apart from one competition. You know what I'm talking about, bruv. You know which team I'm talking about. Yes, what's your overall thoughts on Manchester United's season? This is the overall thoughts on the season, and from there we'll move on to the players, yeah? So your overall thoughts of the season so far?
Yeah, real successful season. I think Ten Hag's had a wonderful season. I think
no, we're not talking about Ten Hag. We'll talk about Ten Hag.
Yeah, I think the season's been wonderful. You know, I think Ten Hag's literally had a wonderful season. I think if you take away the injuries from the team in the time moments, I think United probably would have been pushing for more than what we have been pushing now. You know, Casemiro had 6 games out. Ericsson, all these signings, so every single signing that he's bought to rejuvenate the team have had some sort of time out, you know, including Anthony at the final push. And them signings have literally rejuvenated the team, made them back into what I would call a winning team, you know. I see us fighting for 1-0, 2-1 victories once again and creating 20 chances a game. You know, I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was only creating 3 chances. Very clinical, scoring 2 or 3 of them chances, the 3 chances. But in creation, was only creating 3 chances. We're under 10 half now. We're creating up to 20 chances, 30 chances, every single game. So yeah, I think it's been a real positive season. I do believe that I would be happier if United was challenging towards the end of the season. I feel like the challenging for top 4 is like it's meant that United is way more of a bigger club than to have that aura of we're challenging for Champions League. We should be challenging to win the Champions League. I do believe, I believe that the managers and the players that he's brought in can get us to that. So yeah, man, it's been a real successful season.
Yeah, it's been a real successful season according to Debs. I'm gonna move up to you, Ems. Your thoughts on Manchester United season overall?
Well, man, the first 2 games of the season, I was scared, bro. I was like, are we gonna finish bottom half? You know what I mean? Brighton and Brentford, was it? Man,
it was peak.
It was peak, lads. Bro, crisis. But I think all in all, given the circumstances, man, had to do with the captaincy, Maguire, Ronaldo, and all things like that in Man United. I think it's been an excellent season in terms of the standards. Where we were last season, 60. How many points we get? 59 points or something like that. Or 60 points. So I'm crazy.
Finished 17 points better.
Yeah, so we've got 7 better. But I actually do think though, you can kick this or whatever, right? But I actually think, right, because we're now in the Champions League, and if we add depth, right, I think we can push for the title. Not win it, challenge for it. I don't expect us to win it, but I mean, I think we've got a chance if we get the players take out once, and hopefully get the stupid takeover, man, taking long. But personally, I don't think the Glazers going to sell it any checking to see how much people are willing to pay, and they'll just say no, I want to stay because they know the money's good, isn't it? So, but I said, I think all in all, I do think it's been a good season, and I think every Man United fan should be very optimistic with this guy. I think this guy's manager we've had. This man is different. Like, I can connect with him. Like it's just different. I just feel like, business. Like, man, don't show, like, no, but you know what it is? Like, man's got the straight, that straight face, bro. No emotion, just, you know what I mean? Obviously, when we score, he celebrates, but he's never too high, and he's not too low. So I think you've got
Ems is breaking up a bit, like.
Football club. I can feel it. I don't know if
Ems, I'd like to let you know that you're breaking up. Your connection is breaking up. You're skipping every second. Debs, are you seeing the same thing that I'm seeing?
Yeah.
You may have to jump out and jump back in.
You've got that 2G connection.
Man. Yeah. Your connection's lacking, bro. So you got that GPRS signal that Troops had a couple of weeks ago, bro. You get me? Where he turned into Mario Kart 2D, fam. You get me? Game Boy setting graphics and all that stuff.
Hello?
You remember that? But yeah, Ems, weekend. Clearly, you're clearly breaking up. Yes, I think you'll get back into us. But yes, I see he's back. Yeah, Ems. Yeah. As you were saying, bro, because
what bit did I get up to? Sorry.
Oh, you say talking about your love for Ten Hag, and which we'll get onto as well. But you started from there about getting the fans happy, celebrating and etc.
Yeah. He's got the fans on side. I feel like this manager. I'm obviously previous regime guy, but I mean in terms of he's got the fans on side, but he's got the coaching and the culture. So that's why I'm pretty ready next season. I think we could do big things.
Yeah, big up to Stephanie Griffin that just there. Stephanie Griffin saying that the season of distractions, Ten Hag has done well considering dealing with Ronaldo's Maguire's World Cup. No real backing in January transfer window. Glazing situation in takeover saga. If we persevere our treble, which is true right there. Ten
Yeah,
Hag
big
went
up
through a lot of
Stephanie. Big
stuff.
up Stephanie, man. She knows what she's talking about.
Yep, to big up
Yeah,
Stephanie as
man.
well, man. Because of course he had to go through that whole Ronaldo Talk TV, Piers Morgan, sitting with the ops and that, an Arsenal fan talking shit about our club. But yeah, let me get my saying of this season because I think, again, I'm in agreement with every single one of you guys. We've had an excellent season, an outstanding season compared to where we've come from. We've come from the last season, we came from nowhere last season. Shit, the whole situation with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, people were calling in sick, depressed, not wanting to go to work because we was getting pammed in, week out, getting destroyed by our ops, at home against Liverpool, losing to Watford and etc. You know what? Some people gave up watching Manchester United football. Say, I don't want to do this again. This reminds me of Jose Mourinho's last couple of months at Manchester United. And then, of course, the Ragnick situation as well. And, of course, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the great. But we finished so badly, and we was dubbed the worst Manchester United team ever. And then this season now, and if you was to told me, you know what, at the start of the season where we even had the transfer window that we had, and we was expecting at least 10 or 11 players, you would have told, and if I told you if you told me we would have finished third and win a trophy and possibly win another trophy, I would have slapped you straight in the face and punched you in your nose, fam, because you think you're chatting shit to me. Don't talk like that in front of my face. But no, we did that. So from that, we've overachieved. Our manager has made us play football. We can see the style that he wants to play. Of course, we understand. For real football men need to understand that to play a philosophy, you need to have all players, at least 70% of your squad member being competent and understanding that philosophy, having the right credentials and abilities to play the way you want to play. Right now, he's probably got about 50%. The rest of the squad are scumbags. They don't know how to play that type of football. So we'll see that next season. As soon as he makes his signings next season, we're expecting at least 5 or 6 players and a lot of players to go. But coming from where we come from last season, I'm happy with what our manager's done. I'm happy with what the squad's achieved so far. It's been a good season for Manchester United fans. We can be happy. We can hold our head high, knowing that we finished above Liverpool this season, and of course us Arsenal, who's talked a lot, finishing in the top 4 for the first time in 9 years, and talking like you're way better than us. Well, we've been there for the last 4 or 5 years. Finishing the top 4. You haven't challenged since God knows how long, since Robin van Persie was last there, and since Fabregas, and guys, that was probably before Fergie retired. So this is the first time we've ever competed, but we've done finish second. Twice under Mourinho, even though we didn't compete. So we don't talk like that. You get me? We know what we've been through. We don't need to talk all that shit. But yes, it's been an excellent season for Manchester United, and I'm happy with that. Moving on from that, your top 3 players, guys. Starting from your third, second to first, please be as quick as you can, as we've reached the 40th minute mark. And let me get up with Stephanie Griffin as well. Stephanie Griffin says her top 3 happens to be, of course, third coming with Marcus Rashford, of Lisandro Martinez, number 2, and of course the one and only, and I think he'd probably be number 1 for many of us, Casemiro. Depths, what's your top 3 players this season?
Third, I'm gonna go AWB. I think towards the end of last season, everyone was calling him to get out. Not just Manchester United fans. I think the managers walked in and he said he doesn't want AWB at the club. And
yeah. I knew it, but he's not number 1 though. It's number 3. Go on, Debs.
Yeah, he didn't play towards the end of the season, so he didn't play. And then he's got his chance, and I've seen nothing but clean sheets, nothing but praise. He's defeated every winger that's been put up against him. He's now labelled, and not just by me, a Manchester United fan, by footballers and fans across the world, as the best defensive right back in the world. So I'm gonna give it to AWB. Second, I'll give it to Casemiro. I think he's been a revelation. I think we've had a baller like Casemiro before in Pogba, but then obviously Harry Maguire just took the edge off Pogba, where Casemiro hasn't been playing with Maguire, so he can get all them accolades. So yeah, I give it to Casemiro. And third, in a time where Ronaldo left and he left with all his goals. I know he didn't score in the first half, too tough in the first half of the season, but then we was wondering where was our goals gonna come from. And we ain't been scoring this season, and Rashi's been bagging. Rashi's been bagging like £150 million striker that would be calling and wanting. I think at the beginning of the season, we wanted a £150 million striker because we didn't have a player like Rashi bagging. And now Rashi's been bagging. It's like, well, we've got somebody like Rashi already. So, yeah, man. Rashi first, Casemiro second, AWB third.
Okay. Rashi first, yeah?
Yeah, first, man.
Okay, that's interesting. I never expected that. I thought it would be the other way around from that listing, but hey, it is what it is, man. They're probably just trying to prove a point that you're not biased towards us. We're not stupid. Me and Enzo are not stupid. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing there. Even the fact that you couldn't even look directly in the camera when you was talking all that.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just told you. Told you what, like, the reasoning why I gave.
Yeah, I know. When you say that reason, your eyes was not looking directly to the camera.
No, but deep it. Like, when you deep it, yeah, remember, he could have brought back Greenwood.
It's true.
So Ten Hag could have brought back Greenwood when he was desperate for strikers. Red Course ain't done nothing. You could have brought back Greenwood.
It's your choice. It's your top three.
He said, no, I'm not going to be that desperate and bring back Greenwood. I'm not going to be desperate. Yeah, I'm going to continue to persevere with Rashford and bear pressure.
No. I don't disagree. That's the thing. I do not disagree with you on Rashford. It's just the number three. Number three, bro.
Yeah,
no. Let me stop you there. Because I know that we can go for long, but because we don't have that much time. Ems, I'm going to unmute you because we had a background while we was talking. So Ems, your top three.
My top three. What, from third to first, yeah?
Yeah.
Number three, Martinez. He changed. He put certain man like Mr. Carragher. I'm convinced he can't play in the back two. Maybe in the back three or left wing back, but not in a two. And he's done it. And he played between the lines and passed the ball and stuff, yeah? Warrior. Number two, Marcus Rashford, MR10, bro. 30 goals, bro. The fair play since Van Persie, bro. 10 years ago, bro. And man was going to play for my wife. So I give him number two. And number one, and one only, is Mr. Casemiro, man. You get me? Casemiro, bro. I'm convinced, bro. He changed.
That's it. Happy, bro. Look at his face, bro. Look at his face. As you're saying, sorry.
So yeah, Casemiro, bro. Listen, he was the one. Casemiro was doing what McFred was doing, bro. That one guy, and he changed us, bro. And you see the difference when he comes into the teams. We're more calm, more relaxed, and I think he's the main reason why we got top three, in my opinion. Even though we got some 6-game ban, really, he's been solid. Yes, Casemiro, bro. Casemiro.
Casemiro, bro. Casemiro. Whatever you want to call it, bro. So that's your top three, Ems, yeah?
That's right, my brother.
That's right. And of course, big up to Stephanie Griffith, as that says that great shout. Wan-Bissaka has been immense defensively, as sound as Lucha. Wan-Bissaka fourth, and of course, Stephanie always says Casemiro Braziliant, bro. Love that saying right there. My top three, because you guys, I think I have to switch it up, yeah, and make a change because of course I did have Lissandra my third, but I'm gonna have to change that. I don't want to have the same. Well, I think we'll probably all have the same number one. Well, me and Ems do. But yes, I'm gonna go with the third place for me. I'm gonna have to go for the guy who I criticized the most, criticized a lot all the time throughout the whole season. Always the guy that cannot perform through 90 minutes, but has brilliant moments, the best GA record in the world, Mr. Bruno Fernandes. And the reason why I have to go for Bruno Fernandes is because, of course, the guy, regardless of the shade that I put him, the guy shuts me up at times because, of course, when we need someone to give us and support us in the GA situations, you've got Bruno Fernandes who turns up. I'm not going to say someone that we need when it comes to the big games and turns up, because Bruno Fernandes ain't the guy. But for someone to just give you the GAs, supply you some goals and create as well and work hard in certain games, it got to go to Bruno Fernandes. Of course, you remember he's scoring I think his 13th, 14th goal of the season. So many assists this season. He's going back to what he was when we first signed him in his first 2 seasons. But then again, he's adding to his performance, and it has been consistent as it should be throughout the whole 90 minutes. But hey, he's doing it and it's improving, and I'm hoping that it will improve even more next season under Eric Ten Hag when we get some proper midfielders in now and some proper strikers that he can play with and make himself look good, and a proper goalkeeper that can play from the back in competition for his position as well, that can only improve him. But yes, Bruno Fernandes, he's my number 3. Number 2, I'm with you guys, Sir Marcus Rashford. Yes, the first guy to score 30 goals since Robin van Persie. Without his goals, we would have been nowhere where we are right now, and he deserves it. Feeding the goals all season, Sir Marcus Rashford, big up to him as well, because this guy, last season, we was like, you know what? Sell this guy. Sell this guy. I don't even give a shit if we sell Marcus Rashford. He can go. He can go. He heard that. He was hurt. You know what I mean? And he turned up and said, you know what? Bun you, mans. I'm going to score 30 goals and show you what I mean. And now he's in a situation where, you know, to renew his contract, he's got the power now. And we're out here begging at his feet. We're at his mercy now. We're like, please stay. Don't go PSG. But yes, and number 1, Casemiro hero, bruv. The best defensive midfielder in the Premier League, the best defensive midfielder in the world, the best defensive midfielder in the universe, bruv. The best defensive midfielder in the galaxy, bro. You get me, bro? Casemiro, who changed and transformed our midfield single-handedly, as M said, did 2 men's job in 1. Yes, he did the job of McFred. Yes, without no problems. Do you get me? Oh, a guy that can play from the back as well, distribute the ball. You know what? Real Madrid missed him. You saw it against the semi-final. They fucking missed him, bro. You get me? Like, Thomas Partey, Thomas Housewarming. There is no such thing, fam. You cannot compare. What's it called? Fabinho is just a shit Casemiro, fam. You can't compare. You can't even get into the Brazil team. Fred gets ahead of you, fam. You get me? B-Tech versions, you know. Get me, Thomas Partey, man. Thomas Housewarming, bruv. You get me, Thomas Gathering, bruv. You get me. He's talking about Thomas Partey like he's the best defensive midfielder. He ain't. He doesn't. Our DM scored 7 goals this season. Tell me which defensive midfielder scoring 7 goals, bruv. 7 quality goals, man. But that's my top 3, man. Moving on from that, guys. Thoughts on the manager so far this season? Yes. Stephanie, of course, sure deserves a mention as well for centre back cover for Lucho. Yes, and of course, Ivorian is on a roll. Yes, I am up myself as well. I'm feeling myself. Moving up to Depths. Thoughts on the manager's performance this season?
Yeah, I want to touch on what Stephanie said. You know,
all right,
had a lot of problems.
All right, Depths. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, he's had a lot of problems from the jump, you know, with the Ronaldo situation. What else did he have?
You talk louder.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford, you know, misfiring, firing completely for Van, managing for Van. It could have been Greenwood. There was a lot of difficulties that came with Manchester. Felt like a house that needed renovating, and you know, it needed new damp-proof course. You know, some new decor decorating done, but he's got the job in like a £2 million house right now. You know, United has been put up £1 billion. I think without him doing what he's been doing, that club's worth £3 billion. He's come into the club, rejuvenated it, and made it a £6 billion club to him. You know, he's been wonderful. He's been a wonderful manager. I don't get nominated for manager of the year.
I know. I'm with you on that.
From being in the position at Manchester United, what great Manchester United, being in that position, brought in what people, because of the league that he came from, you know, and he's put in and instilled his own ideas, his own coaching, and you can see on the pitch. As I said, we was getting 3 chances a game. It was very clinical, scoring 3 out of 3. But now you can see we're playing expansive football, very high pressing, and I'm just waiting for him to keep possession while playing this expansive football, as we are between 15 and 20 shots on goal almost every single game. Obviously, out with the old, in with the new. I'm very happy to support this manager, and I do believe that if he does get his hold of the whole entire, he will lead us back to glory. You know, he has instilled a lot of belief since the Mourinho days. That's the last time I genuinely believed, and he's instilled that again. So I'm happy to have this type of manager. I think every club in the league bar Ten Hag at their club at the moment. I even think, I don't think Arteta's got that winning mentality the way that I think and Ten Hag had 3 years at the club and was pole position, hold 93%. Ten Hag would have got them 2-1 1-0 out of the way.
Yes, big up to you as well for that thoughts right there, man. Big up to Stephanie that says, fantastic. First season handled Garnacho's talent really well. Ems, for me, floor, you have the floor.
I think, do you know what? I'm not going to go that long. That Ten Hag for his first season, superb, better than most managers. First season at big club, he had all the big egos. He got Ronaldo to do that whatever he had to do, and Maguire's been sitting on bench. Like, pretty much for me, I can't complain. I don't even criticize too much, but next season he'd have to rotate his players a bit more, because I think his players probably burned out because he kept picking the same players week in, week out. But other than that, successful season, long may it continue. Eric at the wheel, and that's pretty much all I want to say about the matter.
Jeez, Eric at the wheel, bruv. That's exactly it, bruv. Exactly. That's what we start with. Eric's at the wheel, bruv. No more of that nonsense, bruv. That scumbag in the past. He never knew. He didn't even have his driving license. But yes, my opinion on Eric Ten Hag. I think I'm going to be brief as well, because we're coming close to the end of the show. We've been here for a while, and of course, people want to go home as well. But yes, as I was saying, guys, God bless Eric Ten Hag, as my match reaction said yesterday in the thumbnail. Make sure you guys watch that as well, the match reaction against Fulham. God bless him, because I knew from the moment, I was like, yep, this is a manager that I wanted. You know, Jose Mourinho was never my selection. I never wanted him. I saw us rotting away in 3 season times when we first hired Jose Mourinho, and I told the man, yeah, you may be happy because you win trophies, but I guarantee you right now, you're going to enjoy it the first season, and then after everything will go rotten. You're going to hate the style. You're going to be pissing off players as well. It's going to piss you off as well. You're going to play the tactics as well. You're going to hate it. Everything's going to be rotten, and it happened. David Moyes was never my manager. I wanted Pep Guardiola's, but we went to him at the wrong time, and he decided to go to Bayern Munich. And then we got Louis van Gaal, which I wanted Jurgen Klopp at that time there. Never wanted Louis van Gaal, but I sticked with him. Then came Jose Mourinho, and then came Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which obviously that came out of nowhere. You know, we was all thinking what's gonna happen now, Jose Mourinho out, and we probably all wanted Poch at that time, but the club went for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But this was the first match I said, you know, I've been watching him for a time. I've been keeping an eye. The philosophy that he wants to play is the way Manchester United should be going forward. It is the Manchester United way, the way he played for, he runs his team, the temperament as well, the way he deals with youngsters. I've thought to myself, this is the guy, this is the man. Of course, he's got a trajectory and it's always going up, and it's the next best up and coming manager, the next best thing. And we did that. We got him. And the transformation he's made from what we come from last season, I always say that we came from the mud, we came from the dirt, and he performed miracle. He's polished turds a lot of times, you know. The transformation of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which we all thought he was done out here, came back, made him a top player again. Of course, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is probably labeled the best defensive right back, 1v1, of course. Yeah, when you go one-on-one with him, you look at Lisandro Martinez, the signing of him, the signing of Casemiro, bringing that mentality to that team, that bullish mentality, that fighting spirit with even Anthony coming in as well, because Anthony does have the fighting spirit. He'll fight as well. He'll stand up for this team. But regardless of his performance as well, let's put that aside. And as well, the tactics as well, making changes, substitutions coming in, making an impact as well. Getting rid of McFred, you know, get rid of McGuire, the Ronaldo situation as well, you know. Big up to Eric Ten Hag. He's done so much for this club, and I hope that he gets the back in, because I know with him being back next season, which will move on from our expectations for next season, if he's back, we will be back soon. Sooner rather than later. That's all I've got to say. And I say with my chest up high, with my held up high, that we will come back as long as we get new owners who are backed. Of course, this comes with you know, terms and conditions, with this chest held up high. You get me? As long as the manager gets an owner that cares and wants to develop and wants to invest, whether that's a Jassim or a Radnick, we'll see. Or Ratcliffe. Sorry, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we're hoping that it's Jassim. And backing him, we know we'll come back so solid and so strong, man. But it is what it is, man. Big up to Eric Ten Hag. God bless him as well. Anyone that has hate on him, you just don't like football and you've got problems, fam. I just don't know, because if you have Oli as the pedestal, your standard has always been low. And if you're just saying that Eric Ten Hag has to do more, then you're just a hater, fam. Because your standards have been low, and your standards has technically been met with the first season, finishing third, winning the trophy, way better than what Oli did. It's not as good as to be fair, it's as equal as Jose Mourinho's first season, because he finished outside the top four, but won a double, the Carabao Cup and the Europa League, and still got into the Champions League. Whereas Ten Hag has finished in the top four, finished third, got the Champions League, and progressed a bit further than Arsenal did in other competition, bar the Premier League. And as well, got another final, has got an opportunity to win the second trophy. So big up to him. Quickly, guys, as we reach the 1 hour mark, it's been a great show as well. Big up Stephanie as well as we come to the end. Final thoughts, which will be your expectations for next season. Quickly, Deps, you got 1 minute. Ems, you got 1 minute, and I've got 1 minute. Deps, your expectations for next season.
Yeah, I want to turn. I think a lot of the time he was mix and matching what is new with what is old. At one stage of the season, I wanted him to gel what was new with what is old. Now that I've seen what is old, I never want to see what is old again. So I want him to clear out, bring in. Once he brings in new, I think we will challenge for the league. I don't know about the winning mentality, so we'll see what he brings in to the team next season. Bring in a couple more winners. I don't mean that they might not have to win again. I mean, win before, having a mindset. I am a genuine winner, and I'm like Van Persie, basically. You know, genuine trophies. If he brings in and installs genuine winners, I think we'll challenge and turn. I do see him challenging in the cup competitions as well. So I do see us going under his reign. I think he's very, very, very good tactically. Few more than draws into victories and score a few more goals. So a couple more goals scored, victories, challenge for the league.
And Ems, what's your thoughts? What's your expectation for next season?
I think we have to do better away from home against the top 9. We need to start winning against top 9. If we win against top 9, we'll get closer to challenging. So if we get that out of the way, and then we'll be fine. But my expectation for next season is to either stay third and get closer in terms of points, and obviously win a trophy. That's where I see that as another step to progress, if that makes sense. So that'll be pretty much me, really.
Exactly. So now, yes, guys, we have come to the end of the show. Big up to everyone that's tuning in. Of course, this is the season review. Manchester United have one more game. Can Manchester United do it? Beat their noisy neighbor Manchester City. Can they stop Erling Haaland from scoring? I don't think they can. Can Manchester United take them all the way to penalty shootouts? Let's hope so, because that's our probably only route. Can David De Gea save some penalties? God, I don't know, but guys, it is what it is. But big up to everyone that's tuning in today, of course. We're back in 2 weeks' time to discuss the catch-up. Well, this is straight transfers and news and etc. and our thoughts on our expectations on the latest news. So expect that to be just mainly that, because we've got no game to discuss now. You know, it's all about the news, transfer news. And of course, like I said before, there will be no watch along for the FA Cup final, because I won't be here. I'll be on holiday and I'll watch it sitting down, enjoying myself. Hopefully we win. And before we go as well, Stephanie Griffin just said last words. Let's get the cup double back our bus with our new owners, no Glazers. We will be flying next season. Title challenge and Champs League leagues assault next season. Big up to Stephanie as well. And we'll see you on Wednesday. I think I'm back live on Thursday if I've got the opportunity to do the United show, the Man United news. I think that'll be your last one until next week again. I need until another 2 weeks, and we're back on Monday in 2 weeks' time for the catch up. So guys, it has been a wonderful season for Manchester United. Finishing top 3, trophy, Ten Hag, God bless him. Big up Marcus Rashford for the things he's did this season. Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, we wish you well in a speedy recovery. We'll see you back and ready next season. And yeah, hopefully, Maguire, you get sold, you know. McTominay, you're gone as well, guys. You get what I'm saying? But till next time, peace, love. As always, remember to keep it united and remember to keep it Red United. Peace.